The sun has already been burning for 4.6 billion years, but do you know how much longer it can keep burning? NASA's answer is another 5 billion years. Even more astonishing is that every single second, the sun converts about 600 million tons of hydrogen through nuclear fusion, releasing enough energy to supply all of humanity for 500,000 years. In August 2018, the Parker Solar Probe charged toward the sun at a speed of 700,000 kilometers per hour. From just 6 million kilometers above the surface, it sent back the clearest images in history. Plasma jets on the sun's surface were observed reaching heights of up to 100,000 kilometers, equivalent to stacking 8 Earths on top of one another. Scientists also discovered a shocking fact. Photons produced in the sun's core take about 100,000 years to escape to the surface. This means the sunlight you see right now actually originated inside the sun 100,000 years ago. Even more mind-bending is that the sun will undergo 3 dramatic transformations during its lifetime. The first will occur in about 5 billion years, when it expands into a red giant. Its volume will increase by 200 times, and its diameter will extend beyond Earth's orbit. Astronomers have already captured images of other stars going through this stage, and the scenes are truly breathtaking. The second transformation comes at the end of the red giant phase, when the sun will eject all its outer layers, forming a beautiful planetary nebula. The third and final stage is its collapse into a white dwarf, only about the size of Earth. Yet, a single spoonful of its matter would weigh 5 tons, with a density 1 million times that of water. Finally, after trillions of years, it will cool completely and become a dark, dead star drifting through the universe. But wait, don't relax just yet. Here's a terrifying truth. Humanity won't last 5 billion years. Why? Because the sun is getting brighter and hotter every single moment. Scientists have calculated a fatal tipping point, just 1 billion years from now. Yes, 1 billion, not 5 billion. By then, Earth's surface temperature will soar above 50 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine it? Oceans boiling, atmosphere disappearing, humans forced to flee. Now, the critical question: what exactly is hidden inside the sun? The secret lies deep in its core, where the temperature reaches 15 million degrees Celsius, and the pressure equals 250 billion times Earth's atmospheric pressure. Every second, 4 hydrogen nuclei are squeezed together to form one helium nucleus, and all the mass lost in the process is converted into energy. You won't believe this number. The sun loses 4.2 million tons of mass every second. The energy released, equivalent to 90,000 Hiroshima atomic bombs exploding simultaneously. At this point, you might ask, with such terrifying energy, why hasn't the sun blown itself apart? Here's the shocking answer. 2 colossal forces inside the sun are locked in a fierce struggle. Gravity tries to crush it, while the explosive pressure from nuclear fusion tries to blow it apart. These forces are perfectly balanced. If nuclear fusion weakens even slightly, the sun contracts, its temperature spikes, and fusion accelerates again. It's this delicate balance that has kept the sun burning for 4.6 billion years. But here's another mind-blowing fact. The energy generated in the core takes an epic journey to escape the sun. In the radiation zone, where density is 150 times that of water, a photon collides countless times for every millimeter it travels, like trying to squeeze into the most packed nightclub imaginable. A photon that would normally take 8 minutes to reach Earth gets trapped here for a staggering 100,000 years, colliding trillions of times before it finally escapes. When you look up at the sun, you're seeing its surface, the enormous rice grain-sized convection cells, each spanning thousands of kilometers, but lasting only 8 to 20 minutes. The dark sunspots are even stranger. Their temperature is actually around 4,000 degrees Celsius, only slightly cooler than the surrounding 5,500 degrees Celsius, which is why they appear black. A single large sunspot can engulf several Earths. But the weirdest part is on the outside. Listen closely. The sun's outermost layer, the corona, reaches a mind-blowing 2 million degrees Celsius, 360 times hotter than the surface. This completely defies common sense. The farther from the heat source, the colder it should be. Scientists have studied this for decades and still don't fully understand it. To this day, it remains the biggest unsolved mystery in astronomy. Fast forward 3 billion years. Earth at this point is completely doomed. With the sun 40% brighter than today, our planet becomes a hellish wasteland. Oceans evaporate entirely, rocks begin to melt and flow, and the atmosphere is stripped away. If humans still existed then, we would have long fled. Another 2 billion years later, the Sun's core finally runs out of fuel. What happens next is astonishing. The core contracts violently, raising the temperature so high that it ignites the surrounding hydrogen layers. This triggers an energy release 10 times stronger than before, blasting away the outer atmosphere. The Sun's volume begins to expand uncontrollably, 200, 300 times larger, eventually reaching a size that could fit millions of Earths. Meanwhile, the surface temperature drops to around 3,000 degrees Celsius, turning the entire star into a strange orange-red color. This is the red giant phase. At this point, the Sun's diameter exceeds 200 million kilometers. The ensuing scene is truly shocking. Mercury is swallowed and vaporized within hours. Venus holds out for a few days before it, too, is obliterated. Earth barely escapes, but its temperature soars to 3,800 degrees Celsius. The crust melts completely within weeks, and the once majestic oceans and mountains turn into roiling magma. If you think it ends there, it gets even scarier. During the red giant phase, the Sun becomes extremely unstable, beginning cyclical pulsations, expanding and contracting like a dying, struggling heart. Each pulse hurls massive amounts of material into space. The Moon is the first to be torn apart into fragments. Eventually, Earth cannot withstand the forces either, and is completely shredded and consumed. When the final pulse ends, all of the Sun's outer layers are blown into space, forming a gaseous shell spanning several light years, glowing with vibrant colors. This is the planetary nebula. One famous example captured by the Hubble Space Telescope is the Cat's Eye Nebula. This is the cosmic graveyard left behind by other dying stars. The Sun's core, left behind in place, has now contracted into a white dwarf with a diameter of only 12,000 kilometers, smaller than Earth. Yet its density is unimaginable. A single spoonful of its matter weighs 5 tons, roughly the weight of an elephant. The white dwarf no longer undergoes nuclear fusion and can only shine from residual heat. Its surface temperature is 100,000 degrees Celsius, emitting a blinding blue-white light. Then begins a long period of cooling. After 100 years, the surface temperature drops to 50,000 degrees Celsius. After 1 billion years, it falls to 10,000 degrees Celsius. After 10 billion years, only a few thousand degrees remain. When the universe reaches trillions of years, this star that once illuminated the solar system will have completely cooled, becoming a black dwarf, a cold, dark, lifeless, celestial body, drifting forever through the depths of space, from its beginnings as a gas cloud, to stable main sequence burning, to the red giant's furious expansion, and finally collapsing into a cooling white dwarf. This is the full life cycle of the Sun. Its death marks the end of Earth, and the material it scattered will seed new stars. Perhaps billions of years later, another civilization will gaze upon their Sun. As for us humans, we are merely brief passers-by in this cosmic epic, and precisely because our time is short, we should cherish every ray of sunlight we have now. If you enjoyed this video, support the channel by liking and subscribing. See you in the next cosmic story.